Let me guess, you're a videographer or a video agency owner, and right now your business is running you, not the other way around. You're working insane hours, traveling to client shoots, stuck in traffic, juggling client requests, constantly chasing the next project just to stay afloat. I know because I've been there. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about why your video business is burning you out, and more importantly, what you can do to fix it. So let's dive right in. So do all the problems that I mentioned in the beginning of the video sound familiar to you? The reason I know is because one, that was one of the things that I had to deal with. I built an agency all the way to $1.5 million a year. And every time we had a ceiling, we had to figure out how we could ultimately break it so that we can get past it. And the reason why I say that is because as I talk to a lot of videographers and video agency owners, most of them hit a ceiling anywhere between $15,000 to $30,000 a month. And oftentimes they get burned out and they want to go do something else afterwards, whether they go back to a 9 to 5 or they move on to a whole different career. And the reality is that they just built it wrong to begin with, because you can build a business that is profitable, that is sustainable, and ultimately a business that gives you what I like to call a freedom on demand, right? A business that runs by itself. If you got into business to begin with, it wasn't just because you were passionate about what you do. It was also because you wanted a life of freedom. You wanted to be able to travel on demand, have adventures on demand, go to dates on demand. And if you're somebody like me, you wanted to build a life for yourself where you could build a family and you could ultimately do whatever you wanted, right? For me, it was like, I want to travel with my family. I want to homeschool my kids. I want to be able to take time off whenever I want to. I want to be able to travel and go, outdoors. I'm actually going to go to the Grand Tetons next week, and I'm really excited. And so I wanted to build an asset. I wanted to build a business that could ultimately run by itself with little involvement from me, that is making me money every single month without me touching it. And after years of dedication and hard work, I've literally been in the industry for 15 years now. I was fortunate to build a business where I'm able to remove myself. And honestly, right now, I really only work 3 hours a week. I take a leadership meeting on Mondays and an ads meeting on Wednesdays, and then I do little things here and there whenever I'm needed. And it's one of the best things that I've been able to do for myself because I have freedom on demand. And so a lot of you built your business on passion. You had a love for creating videos or taking photos. So you bought a camera and then you decided that you wanted to make money from it. But now it actually feels that your passion is slowly draining the life out of you. And that is the burnout. It's real. And probably the reason why you're experiencing this comes down to these three things. And so the number one reason why oftentimes a lot of people are burned out is that they're stuck in this grind mindset. You think that the more hours you work, you'll actually be more successful, but nothing could be further than the truth. You have this idea that if you're not constantly working, you're failing. You're not hustling. You're not grinding hard enough. But the harsh reality is that more hours does not equal success. The truth is that the more you grind, the more of your creativity and your energy is sucked dry. You're not leaving yourself any room for big picture thinking, for strategy, or for growth to actually work on the business, not just in the business. You're too busy that you can't spend time thinking about how you're going to grow, and eventually you hit a wall. And so oftentimes the number one mistake that I see videographers do is that they're doing a little bit of everything and they never specialize in one thing. And this is one of the big problems, because I see people doing weddings, I see them doing real estate videos, I see them doing events, I see them doing a bunch of different things. And if you want to build a business that is profitable, that is scalable, and that runs on its own, you need to just get good at doing one thing over and over and over again. And you want to have efficiency in your business. This is why the saying, simple scales, fancy fails, is a thing. If you are doing a little bit of everything, it's really hard for you to create a process on event videos and then create another process for real estate listings, another process for wedding photos. And all of those things, the more you do different kinds of things, the more work you're creating for yourself, because you're not creating a streamlined process on how to fulfill those things every single time. And ultimately you get burned out. And so instead of saying yes to everybody, figure out what is the one thing that you do. What is the one thing that you enjoy doing the most? And I work a lot with videographers who want to focus working with local businesses, and that would be my recommended route. And the number one thing that I tell them is like, look, man, if you want to build a business that ultimately can run on its own so that you can have freedom, you need to essentially, first of all, you can work with multiple businesses. I know the big line of thinking is that you want to niche down, and eventually you will want to niche down. But to begin with, you can focus in on your local market, focus on working with local businesses, but ultimately create one offer and one package that you're going to be offering to everybody. That way you get really good at fulfillment. And here's the thing, as you start getting good at fulfillment, you can create a process around it where you can actually start hiring people to fulfill on that process. And that is step one in actually removing yourself from all of these things so that you are not doing all of the work yourself and you're not running yourself to the ground. So you have to ask yourself, how can I create a business model that doesn't depend on me doing all the work? This ultimately means that you got to put systems in place. You got to automate processes. And yes, you need to be charging more for your expertise so that when you focus on scaling, you can still grow while reclaiming your time and your sanity. And so the second reason why you're burning out is because you're delivering the wrong kind of value. You're probably focused on creating more and more content for your clients. 10 videos a month for this guy, 8 videos a month for this other one, 20 videos a month for this other person, an endless social media clips. And guess what? It is not sustainable. This is something that I refer to as the content creation hamster wheel. You get stuck ultimately creating content plus content plus content. And when I help people quantify this, it's a really big eye opener, because this is what ultimately makes your business be very costly and labor intensive because of the amount of hours that it actually takes for you to fulfill on your client services. Think about the amount of hours that it actually takes you to plan the videos for your client, to coordinate with them, to drive and go film for them, and then ultimately all the post-production in the back end, and then post all those videos if you're doing social posting for them as well. Oftentimes, it is anywhere from, let's just say 20 to 40 hours per month. And if you want to scale, then you need to have multiple clients. So let's just say an average 30 hours per client per month so that you can generate anywhere from 10 to 15 videos for them. Well, if you have 5 clients, 5 times 30 is 120 hours a month. And so that is something that you have to be doing every single month for clients. And so no wonder you're burned out, because you're doing all the work yourself and you're putting in a ton of hours. And we already know that as much as optimized you want to be, as entrepreneurs, we work really hard, but we also need our downtime. And we're not great at everything. You might be great at sales. You might be great at editing. You might be great at shooting the content. But to do all of those things really well is just really difficult. And so ultimately, you're running yourself to the ground. And so here's the truth. Your clients don't want more videos. They want the result that the video is going to get them. How many of you all have lost a client because they couldn't afford you anymore? The videos were actually not getting them a result. I have people that reach out to me and they say, Luis, I don't even feel confident charging my clients for the video content because I already know they're not going to get a result. If that's a thought that you've ever had, then we need to solve that immediately, because you are not helping your clients afford you if you do not help them get a result. I've had clients that have been with us for over 5 years. We actually just went to go do a shoot for one of our clients that's in the Woodlands, Texas, and they've actually been with us for 5 years. And you know what's even crazier? We only shoot for them once a year. So if you're not helping your clients get results, you'll forever be stuck in the hamster wheel of endless production with no real return for your clients. And so here's the game changer. Stop thinking about how many videos you're delivering. Instead, start thinking about the impact those videos are going to have for your client's business. Are they generating leads? Are they increasing sales? I often tell people that video is just a half measure. You're only solving one piece of the problem. But if you can provide a comprehensive solution that is going to get them an actual result, help them actually make money, then that's where you win. And if you're interested in learning more about that, I have other videos here in my YouTube channel where you can learn more about the specific strategy that we implement that helps us get away from the content hamster wheel and ultimately helps us get better results for our clients. So if you can shift your focus to helping your clients get results, they'll stick with you longer, pay you more, and finally, you'll be able to escape the constant content creation. Now, the third reason why you're probably burned out is that you don't have a consistent way to bring in clients. You're relying on word of mouth, referrals, giving work out for free, or the occasional cold outreach, but none of that is predictable. You're constantly hustling to find the next gig, and that's stressful, that's exhausting, and that's why you feel like you're always on edge. This is where the magic happens. When you figure out how to buy clients through paid advertising, everything changes. And this is what happened to me. I used to go to BNIs, I used to cold call, I used to pound the streets, and I live in South Texas, man. It's freaking hot down here, okay? And I'm an introvert too, so I hated doing those things, but I had to do them because if not, I wasn't gonna eat that day. Okay. And so when I figured out how to actually spend money to make money, where instead of me chasing people down, people were coming to me, it changed everything. And what you have to do is you have to identify what are the problems that the market has. When you can identify what problem the market has and you can offer them a solution to that problem, that's where then you can generate demand and people will actually start seeking you out because you have the solution to their problem. So stop relying on luck and start relying on a proven system that brings clients to you. Whether it's you're running ads on Facebook or Instagram, investing in client acquisition is one of the smartest moves that you can make because it is not an expense, it is an investment. If you can put $1 in and get $10 out, I would be doing that every single day, and that's what we do. And the only bottleneck that we have is being able to handle the amount of workload. So developing a system like this gives you predictability. You know exactly how many clients you bring in each month and you can scale your business accordingly. I have other videos on the type of funnels that we use to bring clients in, so go and check those out. So if you're burning out in your video business, it's because you're stuck in the grind, you're delivering the wrong kind of value, and you haven't mastered client acquisition. But it doesn't have to stay that way. I know it can feel overwhelming, but these are all fixable problems. And I've helped countless videographers and agency owners go from burnout to building a business that actually works for them. A business that scales, brings in constant revenue, and gives them back their freedom. If that's something that you want, then stick around, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, or reach out to me directly, and let's get you on a path to creating a business that you love and a life that gives you more freedom, not less. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs it, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more tips on scaling your video business. Peace out.